Hi everybody, Jennifer Lopez Dorsey here. I was doing a little bit of maintenance on my diffuser and I thought I'd just come on here and share because I often get asked questions about the diffuser. I don't talk much about it. This is the Young Living essential oil diffuser that you get in your premium starter kit. It is fantastic. You're going to want like 100 of these because one is just not enough, two is not enough, three is not enough. I have one in every single bedroom. I have 4 kids, so every bedroom, in the kitchen, in the office, in the living room, in the bathrooms, because I just got sick of moving them around and I wanted them everywhere. So it comes in your premium starter kit, which is awesome, and you can get them for free by a couple different ways. You can go on Essential Rewards, and every month you get your, I call it your wellness box, that you get to pick what you get in this wellness box that comes right to your door, and you get reduced shipping, and you accumulate credits on products that you can purchase for free. And after 3 months in Canada of being on that, Young Living likes to say, thank you for being such a loyal member and loving the product as much as we do. So we're going to give you a diffuser. So on month 3, you get another free diffuser. And then on month 9, there's another free diffuser, but that one is, it's called the Aromalux, and it's like a $200 diffuser. It's a Cadillac. It's beautiful. But this is a really beautiful diffuser. So once a month, I like to clean it out. So do you see the inside? It gets a little bit funny looking with this residue, I guess, from, because we have really hard water. So I try to use just distilled water or bottled water is the best, but to clean it out, all I do is I just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad, and you want to make sure that you wipe it all out really well inside. And I found that the rubbing alcohol worked the best, and it just got the residue off really easy for me, and it's quick and it's easy, which is nice. So I'm just cleaning that off, and then once I get all of the residue off, I'm just doing this really quick. I would probably do a little bit better job if I wasn't, crunched for time here. But the most important thing is that you want to get that metal piece where the oils are kind of turned into a mist that shoot it into the air. It's a cool mist, so you don't have to worry about anybody getting burnt or anything like that. But you want to make sure that part's clean. So you want to fill it up to just underneath this red dot on the top of this post. And you don't want to cover that because that is just the line where it needs to go. Because if you ever turn this on and you took the top off, you could see the water going. And it just needs the right amount of air in there for everything to circulate and work properly. So I just fill it up with water just underneath that line. And then I put my favorite oils in it. So, and see, oh, I turned it on. So see what happens? That's what happens. So you don't want to turn it on without the lid on. So, and then you've got this inside piece and then the outer piece that goes on top. So right now I'm just going to pick, this is one of my favorite blends. So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite diffusing blends, and then maybe you want to try them at home. Play around with this. There's no science to it. I am not an expert. I have just tried different things, and I know what I like and what I don't like smell-wise. And to be honest, I've grown to love every single oil. I didn't love them at first. There's some that are stronger than others that I don't love, but I know are really good for me. So the fact that they work and they're helping me become healthier trumps the smell. So one of my favorite blends that really, it's beautiful for spring and summer, any time of the year, but I find it's very floral, and I find it helps with mental clarity. Hey Jen, these 3. So patchouli, which people refer to as like the hippie oil, I guess, because to me it smells like the earth. It smells like dirt almost, but in a good way, and it's very grounding. And did you know most perfumes, they have patchouli in them? Because what patchouli does is it intensifies the smell of whatever else it's being mixed with. So it's great. Geranium, I love geranium. It's very floral, smells just like the flower, and it reminds me of my grandmother. So I love that one because that was her favorite flower. And then I love adding a citrus. So in this case, I'm going to do orange. Some people will add lemongrass or lime, any kind of citrus, but I like orange in this one. And this is one of my favorite blends. And every time I put this on and people come over, everybody compliments and asks me what it is because it's such a beautiful floral smelling blend. So you just pop your top on like this, the inside, and then, oops, and then you knock it off and you put it back on. And then I put my lid back on, and then I turn it on. So the cool thing about these diffusers is that, see that blue light? There's your, you can't even see it because it's so bright right now. There's your cool mist. You can turn the light off. So I can push it again and it keeps going, and I turn the light off, or I shut it off, and it's all done. Now the great thing about this is that, I'm just going to keep it going, and I'm going to put it over here. The cool thing about the diffuser is that it will run for about 4 hours and then shut off automatically. So if you accidentally leave that on and you leave the house, no big deal, because it will shut off in about 4 hours. So you don't even, you set it and forget it, and you don't even have to think about it. And then you can push the button again and it will run again. And it usually does close to another 3 hours, if not, or 4 hours, if not 4 hours, but it will just automatically shut off when the water runs out as well. So when it shuts off, you just push it. If it doesn't turn back on, add your water and add some more oils. So I put 6 drops in there. I did 2, 2, and 2. My living room and my kitchen area is a larger area, and I found 4 to 6 drops in an average size room works well. You can do less, you can do more. It is personal preference, but generally rule of thumb is like try 4 to 6. You can always add more, right? If you want more. So one of my go-to blends every single morning that it's energizing, it wakes me up, and it actually helps improve your memory, is blend with peppermint, lemon, and energy, it's called. So these 3 together, I love to diffuse them. I also put them on as well. So you can do these in a few different ways, right? Where you're putting them on your putting them on the bottom of your feet, or in a bit of a carrier oil on your chest or your arms, and then you can diffuse them. Just keep in mind, oils are photosensitive. So with summer coming, you know, we tend to expose more skin. If you go out into the sun, there is that chance that you can burn a lot more quickly than you would if you didn't have oils on. And when you put in oil, that's true for like anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. You can burn intensely. I have seen photos of people that have put on like a citrus oil or something, and then they go out into the sun even 2 hours later and they get crazy burns because it's photosensitive. So just make sure that, you know, you're putting it maybe in a, if you have a full one-piece bathing suit, you're putting it on your stomach, or the bottom of your feet is always a great place if you're not sure if you're going to be in the sun or not. I do not have sensitive skin, so I am fine with putting it on my skin and going in the sun. I've tested that out and I've been fine, but you know, err on the side of caution and always go with your gut and do your own research, because you know, I'm not a doctor or a nurse or an expert by any means. I just go with my own experience, and I'm going to teach you what I know. So just make sure that, you know, put in a carrier oil to start, and try not to put it in places where you're going to have full sun exposure. Now I will say we do make our own sunscreen, and we use carrot seed and lavender oil and a bit of coconut oil, and that's like over a 40 SPF, and I use it on me and my kids and we're fine. But again, we don't have sensitive skin, so just be careful and test things out before you kind of, you know, maybe do exactly what I'm doing. I have tested these things and they're fine. So so when I wake up in the morning, I do my lemon, lavender, lemon, peppermint, and energy blend. That's first thing in the morning. Then at bedtime, I have a really hard time getting to sleep and then staying asleep. And I know this is an issue for many people. And I think for me, it's because I have squirrel, I call it, right? Where my mind's going a million miles a minute. I'm like that squirrel. I run out to the middle of the road and I don't know which way to go. And then I come back because I'm thinking about so many things, and then I'm organizing and hunting and gathering. And that's just kind of my thing. So to stay relaxed and calm, and just this blend makes me feel comforting, and it gets me to sleep and it keeps me asleep, which is great. So cedarwood, one of my favorites. When I first started using this, I smell the cedarwood now, but at the beginning I thought it smelled like cat pee. That's all I could smell. But I kept using it because I kept reading that it has the same effect on your brain that melatonin does, and without having the side effects of melatonin, because over time your body will stop producing it if you keep feeding it fake melatonin, right? Not fake melatonin, but if you keep feeding it melatonin. So cedarwood does the same thing. So I started using this. Now I love it. And actually my husband will say, hey, did you put that cedarwood on yet? I can't smell anything. And he likes the smell of it. And he said he really likes the way it smells on me. So different smells for different folks, I guess. But You know, just like when you put perfume on, it smells different on one person than it does to the next. It's the same with the oils because our body chemistry is different. So I love cedarwood. I love lavender because that's calming, relaxing, soothing. And then peace and calming, it does all those things too, but this one actually keeps me to sleep. So when I was just using this guy, it got me to sleep, but then I found I was waking up more through the night. This is my beautiful blend for helping me at bedtime. Then if I want mental clarity, you hate the smell of cedarwood at first. Yeah, now it's one of your favorites, right? You grow to love it because it works so well. It trumps the smell. Thanks for sharing, Shannon. And peace and calming is, I have to tell you, it's like in the top 20 favorite oils of the Blue Spruce Club. And in Young Living, it is a staple in everybody's homes. If you have kids or you have anxiety or stress of any kind and you need to relax, that's the one that you definitely want to use. I send one to school with my kids when they need to just have a timeout and calm down. And I put it on them before school when they come over and they have friends over, and it's crazy. So 4 kids plus friends, that's 8 kids, sometimes 10. We've got lots of kids in the house. I literally put that in the diffuser, and I look out into the living room and they're all calm. I am not kidding, every time. And I know it's the oil. So if you're feeling overwhelmed as a mom or a daycare provider or or anybody, even adults, you're in an environment in an office space where it's hectic and it's crazy, you know, put that on or diffuse that. That's great. So for mental clarity, there are, this blend is something new I've just started using and I find it's great. Really for mental clarity, I would say to you, breathe in any of the oils that you like because that will make you feel good. Stress away does just that. That was the first oil I ever tried with Young Living. And then it went out of stock for probably 1.5 to 2 years. And it's one of my favorites. I wear it like perfume. It's a very sweet smelling oil. It's got a little bit of vanilla in there, so if you like that. It reminds me of the Body Shop. Remember those perfumes? I used to wear them in high school. I loved them. Well, this is a healthier alternative, and it's the same kind of thing. I also like to mix in there juniper and Northern Lights Black Spruce. Juniper was a gift from Young Living that I received when I went to the farm in Utah last year. And they were distilling juniper. So every time I smell this, it reminds me of my trip down to the Mono farm. And I don't know, it's very earthy and it's an extremely grounding oil, but it's very good for mental clarity. And it's a stronger smell, but it's one that I've really grown to like. It's more of a woodsy. It's not so much floral, okay? So if that makes sense. Really good for your brain and amongst other things. You can Google it and look up even more uses. And so that smell takes me back, right? That's the awesome thing about your olfactory that you have in your brain is when you smell something, it brings you back to that time and it helps you remember. Just like when Grandma's baking her cookies, and it brings you back to that time where you're sitting in her kitchen and the conversation and what the kitchen looked like. Talking about it, you don't remember it just like, but you're as well as you do when you are breathing in the smells that take you back to that place. So juniper is a great smell for me and reminds me of that. Northern Lights Black Spruce, one of the highest frequency oils that Young Living makes. This is actually grown in British Columbia. Black spruce, just like the tree, it is one of the most amazing smells. The frequency in it's over 580 megahertz, which is equivalent to the feeling of love. I found this very interesting. So when you get that feeling of love, like, you know, you see your kids and you're like gushing with love, that is the feeling you get inside when you breathe in this oil. So I played around with it and I tried this blend and this is a blend that I love. So to each their own. If you don't like it, that's okay. Make your own and share below. Actually post if you're blending things and it's a different blend that you think people might not know about, or it's one of your favorites, share below because I always like to try new blends. The next blend is for immunity. So this is like an immunity boosting blend that we will do year round, but especially in the cold winter months. All-time favorite, Thieves and Lime. This is something that my son Quinn actually came up with. Smells and tastes like ginger ale. Seriously, awesome. So I find adding a citrus to anything just sweetens it up and it gives it a really nice aroma in the air. So those are one of our favorites for immunity boosting. Another is purification and copaiba. Really, really great for your system, getting rid of germs, boosting that immunity, helping you feel good. We don't do the flu shot in our house, so just saying. Next is cinnamon bark and lemongrass. Really good for immunity if you did not already know this. Lemongrass is also really good for people, and cinnamon bark for people that have high blood pressure, high sugar levels, all those kinds of things. They can really help. So every day, to curb my sugar craving that I get midway through the day, especially when it's, you know, Aunt Betty's in town visiting, if you get my drift, it's Shark Week. I will definitely use this more on those days because cinnamon actually curbs your craving appetite. I have a fly in the house. If you want to get rid of flies in your house, by the way, purification, and there is lemongrass in there, but I put an extra shot of lemongrass. That helps get rid of the bugs. Fruit flies, need to put that in this fly. It won't go away. Anyways, cinnamon bark is really tasty, and I make this into tea. So I go hot or warm tap water with 1 drop of Vitality lemon or cinnamon bark in my little tumbler, and I just kind of give it a little swish, and I drink that, and it is so good and really good for digestive, but good for immunity. Makes me feel good. I love cinnamon, which is funny because 2 years ago I hated cinnamon, but thanks to this little guy, which has cinnamon in it, I've grown to actually love and crave that smell and that taste every single day. Next, seasonal discomfort. A lot of us are suffering from that right now. This is called the allergy bomb. Okay? Lemon, lavender, peppermint will be your best friend. My girlfriend, Lisette, she came to me. She had been on medication for a year, suffering with sneezing and that whole rigmarole that she goes through. And I said, you got to try these oils because I'm not kidding, that medicine that you're putting into your body, it's just wearing down on all your organs. And, you know, eventually you're going to have to take more medications because your body's going to build up an immunity to what you're already taking. And, you know, I hate seeing you suffer. Will you just try this? And she did. So she uses these 3, and it's been over a year, and she has been, you know, just using exclusively Young Living essential oils, and it has really helped her. And the same thing with my friend Laura. She can't be around grass cuttings, and every time she comes over in the summer, my neighbor's cutting her grass, and so this has been a lifesaver. So diffusing that, putting it on, you can even put it in a capsule with a little bit of vegetable oil and then ingesting it that way. It really, really helps. So however you want to do it. Next is, I just want to share this oil, Abundance. Every single day I put this on, I diffuse it. I put it everywhere. It's everywhere. I put it on my money, on my wallet, on my computer, on my cell phone, on me, on my kids, on my doorknobs, on my light switches, on my car, everywhere. And I'm telling you, the amount of abundance that I've received since doing this has been through the roof, unbelievable, amazing. If you follow me at all on social media, you can see all of the amazing and good things that have come into my life in the last 2 years thanks to this oil. I started putting it on everything though because I heard Gary Young say that he did that, and the things that I had brought into his life. So I started doing it. And the first day that I did it, I was more profitable in my business in that day than I had been in any month total prior leading up to that point. So, and from there, I'm not just even talking financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just within my relationships and things that happen. Everything is amazing. And you know, the law of attraction is a very powerful thing. So whether you believe in that or you don't, it's happening. If you think negatively all the time, you're going to attract those negative things. If you think positively, you're going to think positive things. I really, truly believe that this is more than just an oil, that this brings so much more goodness into my life than I could ever express to you in words, and I'm so grateful to be able to share it with you because it is life-changing. So I'm so excited to see people diving in and using Young Living essential oils, becoming part of the Blue Spruce club and also becoming part of my organization. And to each and every one of you that support me and you know, are in this with me, I am so grateful for each and every one of you, because it is life changing. And see, that fly just wants my abundance oil. But yeah, so try those blends, but you know, tag somebody below that you know uses Young Living, and if they have a blend that they want to share, go for it. Write it below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I will post a picture in the comments with all those blends listed so that you can try them at home and let me know what you think. And but if you weren't on this morning, scroll down a little bit further. You're going to see a live broadcast that me and my friend Debbie Probailey did about Ningxia Red. You don't want to miss it. That 50 minutes is jam-packed full of such great information about that amazing super juice. You've got to try it. So if you're not on here live right now and you're watching this as a recording, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're giving it a thumbs up or a heart. That's how I know you're liking this information, and I will keep that information coming to you. That's how I know, because I can't see you right now. I can only see myself. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you very soon. I hope today brings you lots of abundance.